No one's gonna come see Humble today? Where you guys at? Hello? Is there anybody out there? Yell if you can hear me. Chew, what's going on? I can always count on Chew to stop by my live no matter what. I've been on for like 3 minutes. Nobody's popped on. I appreciate you, Chew. You know I do. What's up, Danger? Hi, Cindy. How are you? I just logged on, Danger. Waiting for some people to show up. Yes, the Mariners won tonight. We're going to the AL playoffs. Oh my God, that is so amazing. B. Taylor, what's up? I'm doing great, Cindy. Ronald, what's going on, buddy? So, Metal Mob's first show is on Sunday, you guys. 9 p.m. Pacific. First show for Metal Mob. Me, Cartier Silver, and Liberty Bleed Silver. What's going on, B? You working today? No, PM. 9 p.m. I accidentally slipped and almost said AM, but it's PM. 9 p.m. Pacific. No work. That's good. You make some plastics today? You post a video yet, bro? I ain't seen nothing. I know I'm sub to you with all notifications. I'll have to double check. Nice. That's awesome. I'll keep an eye out for it. Nine p.m. my time is 3 a.m. your time, Cindy. That's all right. We'll be on for a couple of hours. So you might be able to catch the tail end of a show. It's going to be at 9 p.m. every day, every Sunday, though. My time. I'm sorry that the timing doesn't work out for you. Hopefully you can make it. Maybe you have insomnia one night and you can come on and hang out. But even if you can't, that's fine. Your support is always welcome no matter how it comes, whether it be hanging out, posting a thumbs up on a video, saying hi in chat. It does not matter. You're welcome in any way, shape, or form, Cindy. Mo, what's going on? Just popped on. Hanging out. Got some people in chat. We got 13 people, looks like, hanging out. 3 thumbs up. We're not doing too bad. That's awesome, Cindy. So Sunday will be the first show, and then it'll be every week after that, 9 p.m., alternating between channels, my channel, Cartier Silvers, and Liberty Bleed Silver. It's going to be a pretty good power trio, I think. You know, Cartier really rounding it out. You know, pretty excited. Pretty excited about it. Oh, for sure, man. For sure, they can't keep up with the buy. I appreciate you coming by and swinging by and saying, hey, bro. For sure. I appreciate anybody stopping by and saying hi. But I'll tell you, like 98% of the time, Chew is normally the first person in my channel. Bart, what's going on, brother? 2012 Panda. What about it, Jimmy? I don't know what year that my Panda is. Mine's a 2015. Yeah, I love the Panda, man. Mo, hold on to him, man. I will stack 90% all day long. I stack 90% as fractional, man. Every 90%er I have is fractional. Oh, you got a silver Panda, Jimmy? That's nice. That's pretty nice. So, Blue Collar stopped by last night. He picked up a 63 Morgan in a guy's room over on Whatnot for $20. So you essentially got one of these that's not toned for $20. 1884 O. Same year, same mint. Mine's just toned. But for $20, that's a good deal. I won this one for 6 over on Anani's Coins. I normally hit an envelope over in his chat within like the first 2 or 3 spins. Semi-numismatic coins. So you mean like something like this? Because let's be clear, people buy this because it's an ounce of silver. They don't buy it because it's a 2021 2-pound piece. You sold off all your numismatics and bought bars, Jimmy? Hey, your stack is your stack. You can change it and make it what you want it to be at any time. And if stacking bars is better for you than stacking coins, then stack bars. At the end of the day, Jimmy, all that matters is that you're still stacking. Whether you're stacking bars now and you switch it up to coins next or vice versa, it doesn't really matter. You're still adding to the stack. Yeah, all that matters is that you're stacking. And you know what? I have a schedule, right? I stack on a schedule. My schedule and my stacking goals this year, I beat, right? So anything I'm doing now is all kind of gravy, right? So no, I don't stack something like this. You don't stack this, right? I mean, you can stack it, but this is worth way more sold as it is to a collector than it would be for the silver value, right? So I'll hold on to this until I put it up there and somebody goes, hey, how much do you want for that? And then I'll sell it to them. And then I'll take all that money and I'll buy more silver with it. Because I'll make more on the sale of that coin than I will silver value. So just take it, convert it, and move on. Do you like fractional gold, Hamo? You think it's beauty? $500 is getting steep, bro. But look, like for me, bro, like I'm on a 15-year timeline, right? So all that the price of spot matters right now to me is it just means how much silver I can buy or how much gold I can buy. Because I'm not looking to cash out for 15 years. 1 gram gold breakaway bars are handy. I don't have anything that small on gold. Actually, I do. I got this 1/200th coin. This is going to be my part of my giveaway for my 1,000. It's going to be part of the booty chest. See that tails there? And heads there. So booty chest, booty chest. The $5 Indians and $20 francs, dude. I was gonna buy. I could have chose, right, but I went with the princess instead. What, the 1/200th Vegas? These? Yeah, they're cool. I won that, so I just thought that would be pretty cool having a piece of gold in with some silver and some copper as a 1,000 sub giveaway when it happens. I thought that'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna fill the bottom up with silver shot, but thinking about it, it's probably gonna take me about 10 ounces to fill it up you know, decent enough to where it will work. But I don't know if I want to be giving away 10 ounces of silver when I get to 1,000 subs. But it just depends on how it goes. What are you up to, Vegas? I still love this piece of copper from B. Waller. It's just a clean. It's awesome. You're working? Well, you deal cards, right? If I'm not mistaken. Don't you work at a casino? No. This is a frozen Orbeez pour. Frozen Orbeez pour. Well, you deal cards, don't you, Vegas? You deal everything. Nice, nice. So, if you want yay or mota, make sure you talk with Vegas. Yeah, I know. Like 1 ounce gibbies are always cool, but they're too run of the mill. They gotta be different. That's why when I hit 500, I gave up a 500 subs bar. Check this out. My 500 gibby, Manderson one of these. Manderson won one of these. I made two of them. We had two of them made. Manderson won one of them. If I wasn't working Vegas, just so you know, I always enjoy being on your show. That was definitely unique, man. It was an ounce and a half of silver. I had FG Stacker make it and pour it for me. No problem, Cindy. Thank you. Dude, you're good. I'm not owned by anybody, and I work tomorrow anyways, bro. But you know, I'm always, you ever want me on your show, you just invite me, bro. I'm my own person. I'm my own man. But I feel you on that. I understand what you guys had and what had happened. Well, kind of overheard what had happened. Not a whole lot, but somewhat. And falling outs suck, bro. They do. But like I said, man, Saturdays I work. But, I know, man. I know. Just do keep in mind that I'm staying neutral on the whole sitch, whatever it might end up being. And, I was hit up by a couple of different people to do something like this, and one person didn't really get back to me, which I was really super excited to do it with him because of the name he came up with and the theme and everything. I was totally down. He just hasn't gotten back to me. So, Liberty hit me up, and, we do have quite a bit in common, me and Liberty. I would imagine we're probably close to the same age. We listen to a lot of the same music or did while growing up. It's all good, and we're doing it late Sunday, so we didn't do anything around anything that you guys would be doing as well. I wanted to make sure that I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't understand because the stage dive started on a Sunday. I'm not quite sure why it moved to a Saturday, but that's not my gig. So I pretty much got all these from one channel on Whatnot the other day. Same channel I got the Carson City from, though. So I got all these, 2 ounces, maybe a little more. I got this, and a Peace Dollar, and a bunch of other floors. I went kind of ham in his room, though. But yeah, I mean, I use these Buffaloes as gibbies, even though copper's like fucking screaming right now. On a percentage basis, copper has moved more than all the other metals. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but on a percentage basis, it has. It's not talked about, but copper has outperformed all the other ones. Crazy, isn't it? You know what's crazy is I listened to a guy 8 months ago talk about how he was going to invest in copper because on a large scale percentage basis, he was going to make more on it and it was going to move more than silver and gold would this year. And I didn't even think about it. Didn't think twice about it. I'm like, yeah, fucking copper, whatever. Nobody's going to be wanting copper, blah, blah, blah. And if I would have invested money on a percentage basis, I would have made more of a return percentage wise on that one than I would have on any of the other ones. But I'm a physical guy, right? So physical copper is just not feasible to stack unless you're T-Bird. T-Bird's got all the space for that. I just ain't got space for it. Damn it. You're going to piss me the fuck off. Yeah. You're making me mad. I need a desk. I'm getting pissed. This whole thing's pissing me off. There we go. That's better. Don't want to piss off the Don. All right, Vegas. Old school Libby's or new school? Well, I'll be honest with you, Mo. I was trying to come up with a few different names, and the first couple of names I chose, somebody already had. One of them being Broke Stacker. right? So I didn't want to have another name like that, like Broke Stacker 2. Later, Vegas. Enjoy the rest of your night. Make some good tips, bro. But in order to make good tips, the house has got to lose money. So be careful. So Humble is the one that came up. And you know what? I like it better than all the other ones now that I think about it. It's more suiting for my personality, in my opinion. Now, I mentioned this the other day, right? How humble can I be when I'm showing off all my silver and my gold all the time? But if you get to know me a little bit, you'll realize that the name's pretty suiting for me. Broke Stacker, were your ears ringing? Actually, I don't, but I will look it up when I'm done here. I'm not much of a numismatic person, never really have been, but you kind of touch into it when you become a stacker. I was just talking about you. Actually, I was talking about how I came up with my name. And the first name I chose was Broke Stacker, and you had it, so I had to move on to another one. Said I didn't want to be like Broke Stacker too, so I came up with Humble. But it's more fitting for me. Humble Stacker is a perfect handle for me and my personality. A huge scam in 1883. Well, I will definitely look it up. Trust me. I love me a good scandal. I appreciate that, man. Broke, I don't know if you heard or not, but um, you really get back to me on the talk show thing. So I joined forces with LBS and Cartier Silver. I'm still open to do something with you though, but Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific, you'll listen to me, Cartier Silver, and Liberty Bleeds. But like I said, I'm still interested. So if you still want to do something, let me know because there's 7 days in a week, bro. Dude, I put in almost 16 hours today. I feel you. Dude, I was there at 6 and I left at 9:30 with only a salad for lunch. Can't expect a man to work that many hours with just a salad. Dude, you're all good. I knew there had to have been something going on, but I don't want you to think that I'm ghosting you because I'm not. I'm totally down for doing something. Your whole idea was awesome. So I'm totally down. So don't think that I'm not. But but Sundays is locked. So Sundays is locked for the Metal Mob. But you got my number. You know I'm down. All of my shit's falling over. I got too much shit on this desk. That's all that means. Too much stuff on the desk. Got me some empty tubes up here I'm looking at. Got to keep staring at them. Give me a reason to fill them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I did hear about that. I did hear about that. They were mocking them and making them look like, or they were plating them and making them seem like they were silver or gold. I remember. I did hear about that. Yeah, they were passing them off as $5 gold pieces, but it didn't look anything like this. But still, I know what you're talking about. I do know. Now that you mention it, I have learned about that. All right. Somebody plated this. But I didn't realize how old this one was. It's in 1985. No, dude. Not on that one. Check this out. I'll later, bro. Well, that one's a pretty cool one. But I like the older Libbies. Deneen, what are you doing? But I carry around pocket silver. I carry 2 ounces of silver on me every day. And people have told me I'm crazy, but look at this. This is one of the rounds that just rattles around in my coin pocket with the other ones. Got the old 85 Prospector rolling. And I got the 1981 Assay Office, San Francisco. I am doing great. And I'm doing even better now that you stopped by, Deneen. I love it when you come by my chat. Everybody here is welcome. I don't know why. Did you get a new one or an old one? That's what the new ones look like. That's one of the older ones. But yeah, you are always welcome, Deneen. Always. Come by and say hi anytime you want. Like I said, I love it when you stop by chat. I love it when everybody stops by. My friends is my friends. But y'all are my family. You guys are my family. You become my family, that's for sure. Mo, what kind did you get? Did you get a new one or an old one, Mo? You hear me opening up my knife. I love this thing. It's not small. It's not spring loaded. But man, the action is amazing. And this knife means business. I appreciate you. My pocket carries a 1969 General John Pershing 90% medal, commemorative with the 50th anniversary of the year World War I, my birth year, and he was from Missouri. Awesome. That's awesome. A lot of people ask me, why do you carry silver around with me? And I'm like, why not? Why don't you carry silver around with you? Is the question. I carry 2 silver nickels or 2 silver quarters in my wallet as well. Cup just a 2025 Libertads and a couple of holographic ones. Nice. I love Libbies. Libbies are beautiful. They're sought out because the mintage is always so low. That's why the premium is so high. More than, than the ASC. When this came, I thought it was just a silver round until I looked at it and then realized it was a pretty nice 2024. But I have ASCs galore. I'm not galore, but I have a lot of ASCs. But this one piece I really like. Gotta show off the CC. Yep, see that? Yeah, almost a face reveal. Almost see what humble looks like. What I want to know is where's Nick? Nick needs to pop in chat because he sent me a bunch of coins, and I don't know why he sent me a bunch of coins. It looks like a bunch of coins that I sent him. So I gotta figure out what that's all about. So yeah, I feel you, right? And I have a few ASCs, right? Here's just a couple of them that are just here on my desk. 92 Eagle. I prefer the old style back. But I do have this here. A 2025 MS70 early release, one in 2000. This coin actually books for 175 bucks. But I like the new version better than the old one, or the old version better than the new one on the back. But honestly, Mo, it depends on the ASE, right? Because this one here, this is first year release proof ASE. I don't know how fake looking that is, bro. So I guess it would just really depend on which ASE you're talking about. Because honestly, look, I'll show you a fake ASE right now. I don't know how that happened, but like literally all of my coins just fell off my desk. Give me 1 second. Yes. There it is. Here, check this ASE out, bro. Check that thing out. Yeah, that's fake. Magnet. Right? Check this one out, man. It's got the missing read. Fake. Weighs 31.1 grams. Passes the mag test. Garbage. Proof queen. Fake. This is what you get when you buy on eBay. Fake coins. All right, chat. Quick question. What's the number one most faked coin? This one's so bad you can see the copper coming out on it. Dude, check this thing out, though. We got this on eBay. Fake. The Morgan is the number one faked coin. Fake. This one was pristine when I picked it up. It's all shiny. Check that thing out. 1880. Fake. Fake. eBay purchases, man. And it was way more than that because I was buying these by the 5-pack. The spot was $27 an ounce. I was buying them by the 5-pack. I bought like 6 5-packs one day. They all showed up fake as shit. No, the great thing about eBay, though, is they had that 100% buyer protection. Yeah, they are. The problem is some guy was making money on all that stuff. All out of China and Japan, I'm sure. Through some funky shell company. This one's so fake that it flips sideways. It's not even. You have to flip it sideways for it to be upright. If you look at Eagles or any other U.S. coin, you flip them over upright and it shows the obverse upright. What should you know about fake Morgans? They suck. But I think you already know that. Let's see. If you're going to buy Morgans, make sure they pass all the tests. Make sure they pass a ping test. Make sure they pass a magnet test. And if you have the ability to have them x-rayed or tested, do it. But keep in mind, I've bought a lot of Morgans on Whatnot, and all of them are real. It really just depends on where you're buying it and who you're buying it from. But if you're interested in Morgans, let me know. I'll find somebody to hook you up with. That is correct, Neil. The first step is to not buy a fake Morgan. But that is the reason why it's best to buy your metals from someone you trust, online dealer, or a local coin shop. And you still have to be careful with the local coin shops too, because if they're not testing the metals, then they could be selling fakes. Every LCS I go to has an XRM machine, and you put it in there, it runs for a minute, and it tells you the whole composite of the coin all the way through. Of course, use a magnet. That's always the first step. Magnet and ping. And scale. Those are three things any new stacker or collector should have. I will tell you right now, you should have a scale in your arsenal, you should have a magnet in your arsenal, and you should have a pinger in your arsenal. And that was what this whole thing was about, was this right here. That's what this is all about. This is all about eBay purchases that you don't make. Learn from my mistake. But you can still buy on eBay. You just have to buy it from a reputable dealer. And so like SD Bullion sells on there, JM Bullion sells on there, Apex Metals will sell on there. And when you click on it, it brings you right to their website. Dude, I love me some Krispy Kremes. What's up, Alan? Some of them might have been faked like that. Oh, this right here? That didn't cost me anything because I know a guy. But I do know that he sells them. Yeah, that's where I got mine. It's from B. Waller. You just got to call him or message him and talk to him. I'm sure he would be glad to make and sell you one. I know he sold one to Curtis. I know a guy. As a matter of fact, he was just doing a melting party tonight. He might actually still be on. Mo, have a good night, bro. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Yeah, I know a guy who knows a guy. That's what I'm saying. I know a guy. Oh, so he made that, right? But copper is like $5.50 a pound or something like that. Yeah, Waller's awesome. I'll be on probably longer than him, so who knows? Because he's been on for hours. He'll probably pop over. Yeah, good night, Mo. Or copper, fucking copper. It really depends on how pure it is. But 0.999 is selling for $5 a pound, right around there. I don't know what copper about the specimen copper or not. I don't know. I would probably imagine that it's not trading for as much because it has some sort of impurities in it. Part of that being copper, or copper could have silver in it. I mean, silver is a byproduct for finding copper and gold. You find the silver in the process. It's always worth an ask because it's just a question. If I don't stack copper, I acquire it. It just happens. Same buffalo, right? But this one is so much better. Cindy, you have an amazing night. You're always welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. Copper is pretty when it's done right. You know, this is a really nice, pretty piece. What's up, John? Nice, brother. Nice. Good for you, John. Good for you, man. That's a nice piece you got, too. You know, but copper, when done right, is pretty. You know, this is my favorite one of them. Now, the Aurora Borealis is really nice, and so is the desert one. But then you can just break out some simple tradition. Look at that thing. So yeah, copper can be nice. It's a precious metal. It is collectible, and in retrospect, it's still dirt cheap. You smelted a quarter ounce of gold. I know a lot of melters right now that would be jealous of that. Copper. Oh, well, that's why it's jumping the way that it is. Trust me, people do know its value. They just disregard its value because it's always so low. But it is definitely worth having a few pieces. I wouldn't say I would stack it, but if that's what you're into. Broken and junk, 14 karat. Nice. Like I said, they know the value. They just disregard it because it's copper. It only trades for like five something a pound. Yeah, you're talking 14 and a half ounces of silver. Yeah, it makes about. Yeah, but see, I wouldn't do that to him. I would do this to him. I'd give him the copper round, nice shiny copper piece. And then I'd have him pick a dime. And I would give him a tube with one in it. And then he'll ask me, why are you giving me the tube? And I'll tell him, like I tell everybody else, tube needs to be filled, bro. You got 49 more to go. Tube's on me. And then the next week he comes in. Instead of buying that one really shiny copper piece, he'll buy a couple of dimes. And then we'll start him on his stacking career. That's how I look at it, anyways. That's what I'd be willing to do for him. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Neil, they can be your customer once or they can be your customer for life. Just depends on how that first interaction goes. That's why I'm so successful on Whatnot, I believe, because first time buyers get a piece of silver and you always get taken care of. Always. If you are in my room and you're playing hard and you don't hit anything, trust me, you will find something in your pack. Okay? It might not be the same exact thing that you were chasing because I only have one or two of those when I'm doing it, but you'll have something bonus in your pack because I reward loyalty, and when people play hard, they get taken care of. Manderson, who let Bob have a gun? Nobody let Bob have a gun. He just took it out of the pack and he's been rocking it for like the last 3 days. He's been rocking that Desert Eagle for like 3 days, bro. It's kind of scary. Kind of scary. I will. I will. I will. I will go face on you. You'll see a reveal, and I'll be like, "Help me, help me! I'm being held hostage. Send some help." Fucking Bob. I know he's an asshole though. He is. He is an asshole. But you know, he's got the gun. Most of the time, he's protecting my gold. He's yet to turn it on me, so we'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. It is a fat piece though. 9.2 grams silver pour. Alan, good night. A lot of detail on this thing. No, they did pretty good with that one. This is the package it came in. By Investment Casters. So not a bad deal. It's the perfect size for Bob because he is security. So it is kind of the perfect size for him to be able to sport fleeing around if he needs to, whatever. I'm stacking, Bob's packing. That's right. That is right. I'm stacking and Bob's packing. But he's an alien. Like, wouldn't you think that he'd be able to do some mind shit on me and fuck me up without having to really fuck me up? You know what I mean? He's an alien. Just give me one quick second. I'll tell you guys, it is chilly in Hubble's apartment right now. I'm not really turn the heater on until it really gets cold. It's just a little chillier than normal. Dude, you guys, the Mariners are going to the American League or the National American League playoffs. Bro, it's been a long day for me too. I was at work at 6 and I didn't leave until 9:30. 15 and a half hours at the old tire shop today. The big dumper. Dude, I know. I can't believe tonight's game went to like the 16th inning or the 15th inning. That's insane. My company has sweet tickets, so I was at work working. I was listening to it. So I'm hoping that I can get in on the next playoff game when they come to Seattle. I cannot wait. I'm going to hit my bosses up tomorrow. Yes, he's all crooked as shit. Looks a lot better now. Yeah, I know. We're playing in Toronto first, so it'll be Toronto will probably the series will probably end in Toronto. So it won't be 3-4. It might be 2-2-2-1. 2-3-2. There it is. So 2 in Toronto, 3 in Seattle, 2 in Toronto. Well, they're not going to do one. It's too much travel time. Nice. So you know what I would do, John? This is what I would do. I'd go to your local Walmart and go to the Hot Wheels section and find the Batmobile and send that to him. The Munster Hot Rod. I mean, the crank wagon that he had. Go out and crank the thing, get it started. That thing was like an old school Woody with a crank engine on the front. It was really crazy. That was quite the mobile. I don't know if I would call it a hot rod though. Yes, and John got himself a 1.1 ounce specialty Batman pour that came in the mail, and it looks totally cool. He sent me a picture of it, and he went and got it tested, and it's all good. He was going to have somebody pour a duplicate of it, but he said he doesn't want to get sand in the vent holes, and I can't say I blame you, bro. You mean the POW, Bang, Kapow, Zoom? You know how the poison didn't affect me, Robin. I coated my stomach with buttermilk. Nice. I was already thinking you can definitely find a replacement that you would end up doing it with. So that's awesome. So Neil, are you talking like Old school TV series or old school first Batman, like Michael Keaton Batman? So the 60s TV show. Nice. I've got some old Batman style, some old Batman cards here. I don't know where they are. The deck's probably over on my desk that I'm not using. It's crazy. Yeah, Adam West was cool. He was the original. So somebody over on Whatnot sent me this old school train box. Oh, the cat lady or the cat woman. Yeah, I know, a nickel, right? It was a pretty cool train box. It had like 4 things in it. You know these cheap ones, the numismatic bureau slabs had like, I know, it had like 2 of these and 2 pieces of meteorite in it. Not that like meteorite's worth anything to me. All the meteorite I get, I give to my daughter. No, I do have some collectible stuff. These are actual stamps too. You know, but it depends on who's looking for it, right? That makes it collectible. Like I said, it just depends on who's looking for it and what they're looking for. You and like this came too. I have no idea how much gold that is, if it's gold at all. Looks like something that would be gold, but who knows? All these commemorative coins from Ford that I got, and I like Ford. I worked for Ford, even though he's an anti-Semitic, from what my understanding is, and I'm Jewish. Ford was a decent company to work for. I learned a lot. I got certifications from Ford that I didn't have from anybody else. Yes, I have. They're so outrageously priced that I won't even think about buying one at those rates, because that is nuts. And you get your old school Jaws. It's stupid. It's not silly, man. It is stupid. But I can tell you one thing. I can tell you one thing right now, Neil. More than anything else. Do you want to know what I can tell you? Just take a guess. What can I tell you right now? I can tell you right now that we're going to need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat. Because he can only haul so many floats and then take them underwater with him, because he was a fucking beast. Ounce Libby. That's pretty insane, bro. That is fucking nuts. That's crazy. You guys have to give me a second. I gotta take a quick break. Gotta take a quick break. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. You would seem like a pretty old school kind of guy, right? So check this out. This is that deck of cards I was telling you about. Yeah, dude. You know where I got those? The dollar store, bro. These ones are sick. These Superman ones. Hi, Pamela. How are you? Check this one out. I had to have this one when I got it. Heroes in a half shell, baby. The dollar store does have some finds, man. I'll be honest with you. You just got to know what you're buying. Like, okay, so at Safeway, if you buy a 6 pack of Top Ramen, for instance, they want $2.50. But you can go to the dollar store and buy a 5 pack for $1.25. It just depends on what you're buying. My daughter has a wax melter for like scents and stuff. I buy that stuff at the dollar store because you get the same scents. It only costs you $1. But if you're at Walmart and you find the right ones, you can get them for 88 cents. So it really just depends on what you're buying and where you're buying. My daughter loves the mascara she gets at the dollar store. She's tried other brands. She doesn't like them. She likes the way that one works. And I'll be honest with you, I like the way that one costs. Oh, I buy movie candy there too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, I buy all kinds of Easter egg shit and Easter stuff there if I ever need it. Yep. I get the baskets there. I mean, dude, there's so much stuff you can get there if you're shopping for the right stuff. When it comes for decorations for Christmas and any kind of holiday, that is where you should be buying your stuff. Out the dollar store. It's the same exact shit you can get at Walmart or Fred Meyer's or wherever else you go. We do school shopping there. When I need school supplies, we'll get paper there. I'll get my daughter their pens there. I get them pretty much anything they need in a lot of places. But first place I go is there, and then I go other places to fill in the gaps. Because in a lot of cases, and I have some pretty big dollar stores around me. They take care of you, and they have what you need. Pamela, are you still in chat? Yeah, I know. Now it's the $1.25 store. Neil, where do you live at? Are you live in the Northwest? You live in Florida? You have Dollar Trees down there? I thought you guys were Dollar General down there. Yeah, I know. Dollar Tree. Now it's the $1.25 store. Yeah, we don't have a Dollar General around here. We just have Dollar Trees. But I'm in Washington, so we're on the opposite corners of each other. That is true, because there's a smaller one by my house that doesn't have nowhere near and is nowhere near as big as some of the ones to the city north of me. But I pass $4 stores up and down I-5 going and picking up my kids. and I'll stop at any four of them. They pretty much have just about anything that I would need to stop at and get. That's true. If you know, you know, and I'm right there with you because I know. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I shop at the dollar store because, like I said, you can find finds there. You said that too, because you can. And if you know, you do know. And there's things like playing cards that you don't have to spend a huge amount of money on, and cards that your kids like. Like when we were there, my kids got their own special decks of cards too. You know, I they get their own stuff, trust me. But I have no problem stopping there. They have no problem shopping there because they know that we get quality shit there. You just have to buy the right stuff. Hey, you guys, how does my display look? Does it look all fucked up? Does it look cluttered? Or does it look okay? I think it looks fairly clean. Not too cluttered, but what do you guys think? Should I make it a little more simple? Yeah, I don't know. We should mix it up some. I love toners, man. Toners are my fave. I love me some tone silver. I don't so like look, dude. I I tell people not to be banking on that stuff. I'll tell you all day long that when it comes with silver, if you wait for a dip, you'll be waiting for a long time because it'll dip, and then you'll be like, oh, well, maybe it'll dip more tomorrow, and then it bounces, and then it comes back, and it bounces, and it comes back. But silver hasn't been doing that. Silver's just been on a tear. But so has gold, right? Gold's been doing its thing, just sitting in the background, chilling, going up in value like it does every single day. Gold has definitely been doing its thing too. But I have way more silver than I do gold. These are fakes. More and more investment agents are saying silver might very well hit $100 an ounce. It very well could. But you know what that means? That means that this is a $250 skeleton. And this is a $150 shovel. Well, silver needs to outperform gold for a while just to catch up. Actually, honestly, what needs to happen is they both need to drop, and gold needs to drop to a respectable level, and then silver can pop up to its respectable level and get to the 15 to 1, which was still conservative in all aspects because it's like 7 to 1 right now. That's what needs to happen. But I feel you. I feel you. This small piece of silver. I use this stuff for whatnot shows. You know what the problem with that is, Neil? I can tell you what the problem with that is. Do you want to know what that problem is when that hits that? When that hits? The problem with that, if that ever happens, man, is that means bread will be $60 a loaf, and gas. Yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Now look, I can make my own bread. Okay, bread's not the end all be all for me. Plus, I don't eat much bread, but I can make my own bread. I love kneading dough. I love making shit like that. So I could do that on my own. That's not an issue. Okay. But think of the famine that will happen when that happens, bro. It will be pandemonium. I'll be sitting here just having to shoot fools trying to keep them from coming in my house because they smell fresh bread bacon. I have to be that guy, you know? I know. Meat's expensive, bro. It is. I still buy it. It's still expensive. My fridge is empty right now because I buy stuff right before my kids come on the weekend. So tomorrow we'll be doing some shopping. But yeah, I feel you. People can't afford a lot of things right now. But you know what? Eggs are cheap. Sam's Club is Walmart up here, so it's almost the same thing. Sam's Club does a lot like Costco. We used to have a couple Sam's Clubs here, but they've closed. BJ's, never been. Gold. Oh, we've already We're in the second stage of inflation right now, and yes, it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot more worse. People have no idea. They're living with their heads buried in the sand. Nobody's paying attention. And the people that are paying attention will be okay, but it won't be enough. It won't be enough. There won't be enough people in the know, bro. And knowing that is scary. Things, people are thinking that things are better, are getting better, and they're not. They're going to get a lot worse. A lot worse before they get better. It's just sad to think about what the next 3+ years are going to be like. It's going to be crazy. It's already bad. What's up, Tio? I get it, man. I get it. What are you doing, bro? If you guys don't know, Troubled One is doing his Patreon giveaway on Sunday. So if you are part of his Patreon, make sure you jump in and jump up. Got up for work. Dude, I had a 15 and a half hour day today, Tio. It was last night. I thought you said it was Sunday night. That's cool. You have a dono bag too. Is it the dono bag you're doing Sunday? You're not doing anything Sunday. I must have my. I know Bob's doing something Sunday, but I must be confused. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. Did you ever see anything about? Did you ever watch anything or read anything about the Birdman or the Birdman story, anything like that? Yeah, I know. They're doing their live. I'm doing my live at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Cartier Silver, Humble Stacker, and Liberty Bleeds. Got our talk show going. Yeah, I you can't be throwing anything anywhere until Wednesday, but if it's still up, I'll try to grab some. Oh, dude, Culver finally messaged me. I emailed him because he's not answering Patreon. Have you gotten any of your stuff? Have you gotten any of your Patreon bags the last 2 months? Yeah, I was like, dude, like, come on, man, it's 2 months behind. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm just dealing with some stuff, and they're on my table. And I'm like, I get it. You know, I hope you're okay, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna do something. I wouldn't imagine he's gonna leave me hanging. I know Culver enough to where I imagine that he's not gonna just send me blah. But even if he does and sends them out, that would be fine too. I want some dirt to pan. I want some dirt to pan. I want to find some gold. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be like getting a bonus bag, something I have never gotten. I would love to get a bonus bag like that, or just a bonus bag in general, something that yields more than it's stated. I bought enough pay dirt bags to where it should have happened by now, and it hasn't. So we'll see. Oh, also, yeah, Baron finally messaged me. We're gonna go down on the 18th. I got the 18th off, so he wants to do it on the 18th to go down and work his placer claim. So I can't wait to go down and see if we can find some shiny. That's next Saturday, so I'm totally stoked about that too. Yeah, I know he's a good dude, and I get it. I wouldn't have joined his Patreon if I didn't want to support him and think he was a good dude. So I hope that he makes it up to me too, because it's been 2 months without any pay dirt. And I know other people have quit their Patreon with him because of it, and I want to stick around. I just hope that he does something that makes it worth me sticking around. I mean, at this point, I could have just bought pay dirts instead. But I like supporting local people. I like, you know, people support me, I support them. Type of shit. Sure, I'll take it because I want some dirt. So send it. Yeah, you know how we do it. I'm down. If you're down with the way we do it, I'm down with that. I like your dirt, Tio. Thanks, brother. Oh, dude, totally stoked. Raspberry Hedgehog. made Skylar a 6-inch pan, and it's all flashy in color. So she's gonna dig it, dude. I'm totally stoked because she can't do the 10-inch pan because it makes her hand cramp. So hopefully the 6-inch pan will make it better. And she just has to have less dirt in there too, which is going to make it easier. So I'm pretty excited about that. She really is. She really is. She 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 told me the reason she started stacking was because of me. I thought that was super cool. And Curtis said the same thing. So I'm just glad that dude, I'm just glad that whatever I say has influenced people in a positive way to where they've been able to change some things and start protecting themselves against this fucking hyperinflation that we're dealing with and all the bullshit we're going through. Yeah, it costs $38 in shipping and fees. But dude, so not sure if I would be stacking if I had to pay 20% on every purchase. What do you mean, like customs or just in taxes? I get it. I understand. Um, yeah, shipping is rough, especially to the UK because that's where she lives. So for for her though, she went and bought a round at a local place. I told her to actually because she's in the UK, so I told her to subscribe to Sandy Millington. It's a tax. It's essentially a customs tax or like a metal tax. So I told her to get a hold of Sandy Millington and stack him with Craven. And she emailed both of them, had a conversation with both of them, and Craven actually sent her. I didn't realize it, but Craven is like really local to Raspberry. So he sent her to a local coin shop and she went and bought her first ounce of silver. I'm pretty excited about that. That's pretty cool. Good for her. Yeah, it's a tax. And I say on metals because it's essentially geared towards metals, if I'm not mistaken. They have taxes like that here in Washington too. They call them sin taxes. Like you have an additional tax on soda pop when you buy it at a store because they add that part as a sin. Yeah, good old government. far as dude, like, I lost all my medals. All you see right there, all that stuff's fake. I lost all my medals in a boating accident last week. Yeah, I remember duty free. Now you can only find that on the military bases around here. And there are some around here. Like, I look out my kitchen window and I see the Navy base. Yep. Tatas. You still can't hear too. We have I work right like borderline to a reservation. And you can go to the reservation and buy cheaper stuff. Actually, that's where you go and buy all of your fireworks now. They call it Boom City. Well, I live in Washington, so the Tulalip tribe is right next to me. There's the Stillaguamish tribe. There's a lots of tribes around here. There's a lot of reservation land and tribes. I don't live on a reservation, but they're kind of peppered around a little towards the north. The Tulalip's pretty big around here. They've got some pretty big families in it too. Yeah, that's where you go and gamble around here. That's where the casino is. They get a really nice one. Looks a lot like a Vegas casino. That's what they model them all after, anyways. The tribal members here, like the Tulalip tribe members, they get like $6,000 a year. 45S War Nickel. It was a 2x2 cardboard, but whoever owned it before was carded. It Whoever owned it before it was carded was evidently a smoker. It was nasty. Oh, that's gross. I was a smoker, but my coins have never experienced cigarette smoke on my accord. So I was on Whatnot the other night doing a show, 5 ounce bar, blind wheel. After all 50 spots were pulled, I pulled the winner. So um, this guy was playing really hard. He really wanted this 5 ounce bar, and he didn't win. And in the chat, somebody was like, "Dude, why don't you just buy the bar? Like, just outright buy it." And he goes, "Dude, I like to gamble. That's what I do. This is what I do. Leave me alone." And so he's mobbing along, and he's popping and popping and popping. Well, he didn't win. And so then he put in a request for a cancellation on all of his purchases because he didn't win. I was like, yeah, right, dude. That's not how this game is played. Some people are fake toning coins. You can force a coin to tone, right? Like you can take some copper rounds and you could put a silver coin in between them and eventually it will tone. You can put them in a chemical wash and tone them, and that's how FG toned this one. So you can antique a coin or tone it. The thing about it is once you do it, you have to clean it if you don't like it, and you can redo it because every time you do it, it's going to come out a little different. So you can do it multiple times. Just keep in mind that if you're doing it on a coin, it's going to be considered cleaned at that point. So just keep that in mind. Now, not to say that you care if the coin you're doing it with is cleaned or not, or considered cleaned or whatever. It doesn't matter. For me, it wouldn't matter because even though I have coins around, I have coins laying around. I have Buffalo nickels. I have, war nickels. I've got V nickels. I've got dimes. I've got all kinds of shit, right? So even though I have all that shit lying around, I'm really not a big coin person. All of that shit is really just used for a Whatnot game, like this pile of fucking look. Let me show you. This pile of coins right here, except for that 78 Ike. That's mine. But this pile of coins, that's a Buffalo. What's that? That's a V nickel, right? Yeah, there's a V nickel. There's another buff. There's another buff. This is all just that's all going to be part of some Whatnot game. Even though I have them, I'm not like really into them. Right? They don't mean anything really to me. I'm not a coin collector unless it's silver. Yes. Well, I don't know if it's sulfur, but it releases a chemical like the egg whites washing over it. I don't know much about force toning anything because I don't do it or have ever done it. That's pretty clean. But check this one out. I got this one too. Not that guy. I'm gonna put him there for a second though. Check this guy out. Are you guys both into coins? I picked this up. It's a 21 Walker. Full letters. It's pretty worn on the rim, but you can still see full letters. It's the key date coin. This coin in its current condition is worth about 150 bucks, right? From what I heard. Anyways, check this one out. 1942 BU. That's a 42 also. This thing is so pristine. What's going on, Steve? 1942, yeah. That's what right before they started confiscating metals, and that's why they came out with the steel penny for that year. They're taking all the copper and using it for overseas because it wouldn't rust on the boats. Yeah, I gotta get to bed because I gotta work tomorrow. I'm gonna hang for a little bit longer. Yes, if you look up the years. If you don't look up the years, then you don't learn shit. Well, I like my streams. I appreciate that, Neil. The chat helps make it what it is. Trust me. My coins you or my bars you can't. Not with the chemical he used. You have to use a silver cleaner to get it off on his one on this one because I watched him do it. He toned this bar like 2 or 3 times to get the blues and the greens and the reds in the bottom there. The reds up here. He toned this a couple of times to get that looking the way it does. So I won't be on tomorrow because I'll have my daughters. But Monday or Sunday night, we're doing the first show of Metal Mob over on Liberty Bleeds Silver's channel. The first show. So I would love it if you guys stopped by. That would be cool. Stop by, say hi. You don't have to hang out for long if you don't want to. You don't even have to stop by, but if you did, that would be awesome. I appreciate all you guys. I really do. You all make this channel and you make it worth it for me to do it. So, you guys make it worth it for me to do this. What's up, Woodsy? Yeah, we're just chilling, hanging out, bullshitting. You know how we do it. But yeah, we're just talking about toning, toning coins, actually. Going over some pickups, some things that I picked up recently. Like, this is a banger. This thing isn't clean. This thing's clean. And just talk about some other stuff. Actually, I was just thinking about getting off, but since you're on, I'll stay on for a few more minutes. Haha. Yes. Yep. It's still hanging out. That thing's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Neither will this. Silver 71 Ike. It might be my reverse proof Buffalo that I received about $45. I have a reverse proof Buffalo round as well. It's a pretty cool piece. I know you didn't mean to, Wizzy, but even if you did, it'd be all right. I know you were just making love to the coin because you love that thing so much. But who wouldn't? Dude, it's a CC. It's an 1884 CC. And it cartwheels. You know? It's a badass coin. Yeah, I know, man. I know. It was a big hit. It was a good hit. I only spent $70 in that guy's room that night. So I got that, an ounce of silver, or excuse me, I got that, a piece dollar, and 2 silver dimes for $70. Just jumped in at the right time. But I've had some pretty decent luck over on Whatnot. I really have. I've had some pretty decent luck. You know, most of the slab coins you see, I won over there. But I got this over there, $62 in a guy's room. It was a blind wheel like the one I did the other night for silver ounce or for 5 ounces of silver. What else? This is a Whatnot win. $25. That was a good win. This spin, I spent 17 on, but I did spend one for $29 and a couple more for like 17 and 18. So yeah, I've gotten some good hits, but I've spent some money too. But yeah, you guys, I gotta split. I'm fading out. I gotta get some rest. I gotta work tomorrow. I put in 15 and a half hours a day today. I'm beat. I'm just mentally done. Nice, bro. Um, I buy boxes of pennies at US Bank. That's crazy though. They're limiting the amount of pennies you can buy because people know. All right, you guys, I'm out. Woodsy, I'll see you later. Neil, thanks for hanging out. Manderson, if you're still here, I'll see you later. Everybody who's in chat still, thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate you. 15 thumbs up. I appreciate that. Sunday at 9 p.m., you guys. 7 p.m. Yeah, I put in 15 and a half hour day, John. I'm pretty tired. 9 p.m. on Liberty Bleed Silver's channel is the first show for Metal Mob. I hope to see you guys there. I'll see you all around. I got to crash, you guys. Night, guys. I'll see you later. Sunday at 9.